All right, you guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. So this week, I have the all-new 2019 Hyundai Veloster Turbo. This car has been super impressive the week that I've had it, so I'm super excited to show you guys my full in-depth review. I'm going to go over the exterior, the interior, take it for a drive at the end. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So click below, subscribe. Be sure you hit the notification bell so that way YouTube alerts you every time I upload new videos. I have new content every single week. But thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, so the exterior color for this Hyundai Veloster Turbo is called Chalk White. It is such a cool looking color. It's like an off-white, almost like a primer with a clear coat on top of it. I think it looks fantastic. It goes well, especially with the black accents and the red accents. But it really doesn't have any kind of sparkle or anything like that to it. It's just a really quality, just one-tone color. It looks really nice. It's almost like a clear matte color. That's the best way I can explain it. But so for this new 2019 Veloster, you have this whole new front end, which I think looks really good. It falls in line with the rest of Hyundai's lineup as far as exterior design language goes. But you've got this huge grille up here, which has this really kind of intricate design to it, if you guys can see all of that. You've got these red accents down here in the lower bumper, which are specific to the turbo model. You have functional ducts over here on the sides, over on the left side, and over on the right side. Now the lights themselves, you do have LED lights on here. So you have the dotted LEDs, which look really nice. The regular lights are LEDs, but the high beams are just going to be normal halogen high beams. Now coming to the hood, you've got this really nice aggressive look in the hood. You have really nice powerful lines and it looks great. I can't even imagine what it's going to look like when the N version comes out later of this car. It's going to look fantastic. So coming to the wheels, you have 18-inch alloy wheels, which they look great, especially at a standstill. They look super cool. When you're moving, the wheels look really, really nice as well. They have this sort of neat vortex look to them. But yeah, they definitely give the profile of this car a really, really nice look. So with the great wheels, you also have the really nice contour lines on the side. So you have the lines right up here and you have the line back here. It's a really nice looking car. And you have the floating roof design. So the roof is blacked out. So you've got this sort of invisible roof looking trick that a lot of automakers are doing. Coming down here to the side, you have your turbo badge and some more like black cladding going along the side right there. Now I love the rear quarter panel view of this car. It looks really sharp, really nice. I love the tail lights on here. I watched a video from the Straight Pipes, who are actually my favorite reviewers, but they were super spot on when they said this looks like reverse Aventador tail lights. So I'll give you guys a close up right here. They look really, really nice. You even have Veloster right here on the side, if you guys can see that. Nice little trick. And the whole back end is just really tidy, really put together. Looks fantastic. You've got super wide haunches, if you guys can see that there. Little diffuser going on here in the back. Some pretty decent size exhaust pipes back here. So let's go ahead and listen to those, see how they sound. All right, so getting inside the Hyundai Veloster Turbo is very simple. Here is your key for the car. It's really nice. It's got a very heavy feel to it. This sort of nice soft textured plastic in the back, aluminum accents up top, gloss black right here. It's a really nice key. So you are going to have your lock, your unlock, your trunk release, your alarm, and you do have a key that will come out by pulling this tab, It will help you get into the car if the battery on this dies or if the battery on the car dies, so you can still get your belongings out. But we'll unlock it with the key. Now there is a keyless access system, so when you walk up to the door, you are going to have a little black button located down here. All you do is push that. One beep will indicate that it's locked, and two beeps means it's unlocked. All right, so we'll start with the door. Now, here's probably the most disappointing part about the car. Now, the entire door panel, I literally mean the entire door panel, is plastic, 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 just everywhere. Everywhere is plastic. You have this soft sort of plastic-ish material, but it still definitely feels like plastic. Hard plastic here. The entire door is just a giant slab of mixed hard plastics. I really wish they would have put some leather in here. It really would have helped a ton, but it's just not the most appealing thing. Coming over here, you have your window switches. You have one switch in the back because this is the 3-door design. Door locks, window locks, mirror controls. You have your Infinity sound system, speaker right here. Decent amount of storage space right down here. Then you have a really big handle here to help you close the door, and of course you can throw things in there for storage as well. Now coming down here, you're going to have Veloster branded floor mats, aluminum foot pedals. Now the seats themselves are actually very comfy. They've got a really nice design with the red accent going through the middle. As you come up, you have perforations in the middle as well. Your turbo stamped right there in the back. And yeah, you've got this sort of white stitching coming down as well. Decent bolstering. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop in, check out the rest. All right, so shutting the door on the Veloster. Pretty decent shut. You also have this little chime that comes on here. Yeah, pretty okay. Not the best quality sounding, but it closes and it's a door, so that's a good thing. Quick look at the interior. All right, so starting the car is very simple. You have your start-stop button located right over here. You're gonna put your foot in the brake, push that to start. And there you go. So starting with the steering wheel, now you do have this sort of red accent located right down here, which looks pretty neat. The steering wheel itself is pretty chunky, pretty thick. You do have perforations located over here on the side with this mixed stitching going through the middle. Paddle shifters on the back of each because this is the 7-speed dual clutch. Your Hyundai badge located right in the middle. You are going to have your volume controls and all your Bluetooth controls over here off to the left. So voice command, switch your different radio modes. Volume, push it to mute, up and down, your Bluetooth controls, and then over here to the right are all of your cruise control settings. And then you do have this button here which you can push to scroll through your different screens right here in the middle. And these screens are going to help you do lots of different things: driver assistance, your head-up display, your average fuel economy, and different things like that. So very neat little screen. Now, since we're here, let's talk about the gauges. Very simplistic gauges. So over off to the left, you have your tach. And over off to the right, you're gonna have your speedometer, and of course your fuel is going to be right here. And yeah, very, very easy to read. The other cool thing is you have your kilometers right here in the middle, which is just a really nice little trick. I haven't seen a lot of people do that before. You do have automatic headlights, automatic wipers as well, and this is going to be for your rear wiper. There we go. Now coming over here off to the left, you are going to have another cluster of buttons, if you guys can see that. Sorry about the lighting, but you have your HUD button right here, so you're going to push that. It's off right now, so if I push it, it'll slowly pop up, and then there you go, your heads-up display right in there. Sort of Mazda 3-ish, but it works very well. Your interior lighting is going to be right next to that. Your blind spot monitors to turn that on and off, and then your lane keep assist, which is the one that will help you steer back into your lane. Now all this hard plastic all up here, more hard plastic, and yeah. So other cool thing, you have this really neat sort of, I guess, like race car inspired checkered flag thing over here. Nice little detail. I love the color contrast, but once again, all hard plastic literally everywhere. I really don't like that. Your hazards are going to be located right here. The touchscreen is okay, it's pretty responsive. It takes a second to do things after you. The swipe response is pretty good, but when you click something,
turn Bluetooth on from your device in order to search.
It takes a second. I'm okay. But yeah, so the screen's pretty okay, not bad. Coming down here, you've got a pretty neat little red accent coming through here, your power and volume knob, your tune file over here, all of your buttons for your corresponding whatever it says on here. And you are going to have your fan speed, your different climates. You don't have dual zone climate control or anything like that. And then coming down here, you have your USB port, which you can also use for your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, auxiliary port. You have a wireless charging pad down here. Your 12 volt. You have another USB located right in there. You have a pretty decent amount of space located down there. Now coming to the shifter, I really like how it has this red accent located right here. A little bit of leather on top, your silver accent off to the side. Your different drive modes here. You are going to have your traction control button, so you're going to push that one time. That'll turn everything off, and if you push it again and hold it, wait for a few seconds. That will turn stability and traction control off. And we'll use that a little bit later. Heated seats on both sides. Your different drive modes, so if you come up here, I'm going to hit that. It'll take me to Sport, Smart, Normal, and then back to Sport. The cool thing is that your gauge will change according to what mode you're in. So right now this is your Sport. If you guys can see that. If I hit it one more time, that is going to be Smart, my Normal, and then back to Sport. Now, coming back over here, so the shifter itself, pretty solid, leather wrapped. You do have a manual mode, so down and then up, reverse. Your backup camera does come up. It's a pretty decent backup camera. It has your guidance lines, so they do turn with the steering wheel, but no 360 or anything like that. And when you put it in park, it goes right away. Now coming to the cup holders, the cup holders are a pretty decent size. So as you guys can see, they can fit bottles of water, Taco Casa cups, pretty okay. You do have a shifter here, which is still manual, so you can still have a little bit of fun with that. The armrest is a pretty good size. It's a little on the small side. So coming down here, I can fit my arm. Maybe someone else can fit their arm here, but it will be a little bit of like a fight for who has their arm on here. But you lift this up and you have a really good amount of storage space. Not bad for a car of this size, to be honest. And now coming up to the mirror, you are going to have your mirror right here. It doesn't have any home link or anything like that, but you are going to have this sort of, if my camera will focus, but right under here, this is like a sort of blue link kind of thing in all your sort of like OnStar systems and SOS systems and different things like that. So coming up here, sunglass holder right in there. You are going to have your interior illumination. You're going to hit this to open up your moonroof, which is actually a pretty good size. It's pretty big for a car of this size. It takes up about 50% of the headroom. So yeah, it's a pretty decent size. Really makes the cabin like very airy and everything like that. Your vanity mirrors with your card holder off to the side. You do have storage space located right in here. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the front seat. We'll go ahead and check out the back and see what the back seat room is like. All right, so let's talk about the funky 3-door design about this car real quick. So there's no actual reason that Hyundai did it other than really just to be different. But you do have the door on this side and not that side. So as you guys saw, the driver's side has the big coupe-like door. And over here, you're going to have your passenger door, rear passenger door. Now, the reason they put it on this side and not the other side is because if you have kids or if you do curbside pickup, and you know, driving in America at least, usually people get in from the sidewalk on the right side, so that's why your door is over here on the right side. Now coming here, You're going to have your door handle, and all you do, open that, and then there you go. The door opening is actually a pretty good size. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the back seat room. All right, you guys, so coming to the back seat of the Veloster Turbo, there's not a ton of room back here. Sitting behind myself, I'm 6 feet tall. I have about maybe an inch at most behind the seat in front of me. It is pretty tight. You do have these little cutouts, which do help give you a little bit of extra leg room. But yeah, for the most part, you don't really have anything. There's no mat pockets behind each of the rear seats either. You don't have a third area for a third person to sit, because right in the middle, you do have cup holders and a little bit of cubby space. You also have a little bit of cubby space to the left, cubby space on the right, because you do have your door here, which has the space right here. And then you do have the black and ivory contrast, and it's a pretty nice looking setup. Now, one thing that is a little strange is when I look to the right, I see the two windows from the two doors, and I look to the left and I see one just big window from the coupe door. Really random, but it's just something that I noticed that was pretty funny. But yeah, the seat comfort is actually pretty good. So if you're not 6 feet or taller, you will be comfortable back here. It's just a nice snug area. The leather seats are very plush, really soft. It just feels really good. So if it wasn't for the fact that I'm sitting behind a 6 foot person and then I'm 6 feet tall myself, I'm just not very comfortable back here at all. Like I said, my head's touching, and usually I would slouch, but because I don't have any leg room, I can't really slouch or move or go anywhere. So it's just a really uncomfortable situation. That's pretty much it for the back seat. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk space. All right, so coming to the back of the Veloster, very easy to get in. It took me a while to find the button to open it, but it's going to be located right under this little black thing right here. So I put my finger there, and that will open it. Now, the storage space is pretty deep. I've got my tripod back here right now. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's got a pretty good amount of space. Now, when you fold the seats down, it does give you a very good amount of room. You are able to fit a surprising amount of stuff in here. So once again, I took this to Sam's, saw what all I could fit in here, so I will show you guys that video right now. All right, guys, so I made my weekly Sam's run again. Here is all the stuff that's going in there. And then here is the space. So I took out the cover, folded everything down, and yeah, so let's see what all can fit in here. All right, guys, as y'all can see, the cart is empty, and I was able to get everything in there, and it fit perfectly. I even had a little bit of room right up here, and I could have stacked up a little bit if I needed to as well. I'll give you guys a different look at it. Yeah, super impressed with the storage space. Very nice. And ultimate test, boom, easy. All right, so coming under the hood of the Hyundai Veloster Turbo, you have a 1.6 liter turbocharged GDI 4-cylinder. It's going to make 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I seriously think those numbers are very underrated. When you drive this thing, it feels like way more than 201 horsepower, especially considering the size of this car. The way it gets up and moves feels like at least 220, 230 horsepower. It's pretty significant. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this thing on the road. You have the fuel economy figures up here, if you guys can see that. So it gets pretty good fuel economy. You're talking almost 34 miles a gallon on the highway, and it is mated to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Going to the front wheels, of course. So let's go ahead and see how it does. Now this feels like a lot more than 201 horsepower, a lot more. Turn in is good. Now the transmission will automatically upshift, which is slightly frustrating. But man, the grip is actually pretty good, even on these Nexen tires. Now they do squeal quite a bit, especially if you're really getting on it. This would definitely be better with the Michelin tires that come with the stick shift version. Not sure why you can't get those tires with this automatic setup. It's just a weird thing that auto companies like to do, is, you know, mix and match just certain things. But yeah, I would just get this and throw a different set of tires on it. Now, as far as the transmission, the downshifts are not dual clutchy at all. It almost feels like a traditional automatic. Even the upshifts really aren't that great. They're good. And this thing is quick. That was 60 right there. This is a pretty quick car. And yeah, it definitely feels like a lot more than 201 horsepower. It feels very underrated. If I were to guess, it feels more like 220. Feels about as fast as a Golf GTI with the performance package on it. It feels about that quick. Crazy part about this transmission though, so I'm in sport once again. If I slap it into the automatic mode but don't use the paddle, so basically it's the most aggressive mode without having to take over shifts yourself. It actually shifts a little bit quicker. All right, so I'm going down this really curvy area. I have it in just normal automatic mode to show you guys how it does a little bit better when it's just in normal automatic mode. Here we go. Now the chassis will easily outhandle the tires. Dude, that guy was flying. It's okay, because I am too. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Here's what I would personally do if I were interested in the Veloster and I was also interested in something more performance oriented. Personally, I would wait, save up, and get the Hyundai Veloster N that's coming out in probably a few months. Now, if you can't drive stick shift, this is your only option. If you like Hyundai, if you like the looks of this Veloster, this is your only option unless you're willing to learn how to drive a stick. Personally, if you really want the absolute most performance, just save up an extra 5-6 grand and go for the N version. You will get so much more performance, and all the things that are bad about this car basically will be fixed in that car. Now, in terms of just an everyday driver, it's pretty good. The jerkiness doesn't make it great. It makes it a little annoying, especially considering this is like my 5th day with the car and I'm already completely over this transmission and I'm ready to just rip it out. It's seriously that bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's pretty bad. The ride, especially on non-perfect roads, it's pretty busy. And I wouldn't mind it because I wouldn't mind it as much if this has a little bit better performance. I know it sounds weird, but if this was like something like a Civic Type R, I would not mind the harsh ride because I know that I'm driving a very, very capable car. That's not the case with this. It is a pretty decently capable car, but this isn't something you want to push really hard. It just doesn't have that level of precision and athleticism. So the fact that it has such a busy and bumpy ride, it's almost like an unforgivable thing. I know it's, once again, it's kind of a weird thing, but yeah, if you aren't going to be driving in a performance manner, this is a really good car, especially if you just leave it in automatic mode all the time. Fine, it's completely okay. Like I said, it does have a few annoying things about it, but it is totally livable if you aren't going to be pushing it that hard. Now, if you are a true performance enthusiast, you're really not going to be happy with this model. It's just going to leave you wanting so much more, especially knowing that this car is capable of so much more. Like I said, this chassis is fantastic. it can definitely handle a lot more, and that is why, of course, the N version is coming out. And like I said, if anything, this just makes me more excited for the N version, because it is just going to be, I imagine it's going to be so much better. Now, I'm probably hyping it up a little bit more, but I really won't know until I review it and give you guys my final verdict of that car. Hopefully, maybe later down the line, Hyundai will do something where they have a model that sits in between the Turbo and in between the N. Maybe like a Veloster Turbo just with all the transmission and, you know, suspension and everything from the N version. That would be pretty cool to see. So that's pretty much it for driving impressions. Let's go ahead and see what this thing looks like at night. All right, you guys, now it's time for my favorite part of the video, night shots. Look at this thing at night. It looks beautiful. Love the way that chalk white looks at night. It almost makes it look just like a egg off-white. It looks really nice. But check out these LEDs at night. Really nice. The wheels shine really, really nice at night as well. Now, coming along to the back, these tail lights are seriously the best. Some of the best looking tail lights I've seen on a production car. I don't know what it is about them. I just think they look awesome. Really nice lighting. Now, you don't have LEDs, you just have normal lights up here. And now hopping in. Well, guys, that's going to conclude my review of the 2019 Hyundai Veloster Turbo. This was seriously a good car, but man, the transmission and a few of the things like the bumpy ride and stuff like that are almost deal breakers for me personally. You guys really have to get out there, test drive it yourself, see what you think. Like I said, personally, I would seriously just save up the money and wait to purchase the N performance version. I really do think in terms of bang for your buck, that's really where the best spot's gonna be right there. But thank you guys for watching. I really hope y'all enjoyed this in-depth look at the Hyundai Veloster Turbo. If you guys are new to the channel, once again, click up to the left. You can subscribe right there. Be sure to turn on that notification bell. If you guys have never seen any of my other reviews, you can click over to the right. I have a review of the Hyundai Kona, a review of the Tesla Model 3 as well. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. But thank you guys for watching, and y'all take care. Bye.